with Highlands School Self-Reliance. Been tasked with something that I'm very excited about. Randall Burns and John Simmons have developed a knife, a design that they came up with, and Artificum Solus has forged this bad boy and has sent us a demo. So I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to use it. I'm not going to punish it too bad, but I want to take this knife and try to put it through scenarios that maybe are a little over and above what most people would want to use a knife for. When you think of an all-around knife, you want something that is multi-purpose. You want it to be able to chop, you want it to be able to do fine delicate work, you want it to be able to skin, you want it to be able to do all the things that you want to do with a knife and not have to carry several different things, a hatchet and a small skinning knife or something like that. So without further ado, this is the Johnburnaxe, also known as the JBA. I will hold it up close for you to see. This has an antique ivory handle. It is beautiful, honestly. It has a rugged look, which I like. It has jimping here, right by where your thumb would go. It has a nice deep choil right here if you need to get into intricate work, which we'll be getting to later. It has, this is the prototype version, so there will be some other options, I'm sure, or you can modify it however you want, but this one does not have removable pins in it for the scales, but these scales are on there, and to put it in your hand, it feels great. It's not too big. One big thing about big knives is hand fatigue, and we'll see. You know, I'm going to be honest about this knife. Randall is a friend of mine, and you know, I hope the knife is everything he wants it to be, and if it's not, we'll let you know. It has what looks to be a hollow saber grind. You can see that. This thing is sharp. I mean, it is razor sharp. They did an excellent job sharpening this knife. It has a deep belly on it, as you can see, which I really like, and it also has what looks to me like it's going to be easy to sharpen. It's going to take a long stroke to sharpen, but hey, it's a big knife. I like that the sharpness goes all the way to the point, all the way up. Let's I think I've got something here I can use to measure with. The blade itself is 6 inches. Handle about 5.5. It looks to be about 5/8 inches thick. That's good. So far, it holds good in the hand. My hand, it has a good deep belly right here on the handle, which is good for gripping. There's plenty left over so that it doesn't eat into your hand right here. And it's made of 01 tool steel, which is a very good steel. Did some research on it, and the hardness is around 60 on the RC scale. It has several different alloys in it, tungsten being one of them. It very good steel. Corrosion resistance is very good. Sharpness, to be able to sharpen it, is supposed to be very good. Overall toughness is very good. So we're going to put it to the test, and I'm probably going to do this in a few stages, but I'm going to start out light, go heavy, go back to light stuff, but stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. This blade is virgin steel. It is unmolested. I don't want to get too weird with that, but I'm not using this blade for anything. So we're just gonna use it to do some slicing here, just to show you how sharp this thing is. I'm gonna try to use the entire blade, and it's just cutting right into this stuff. And this is just a random piece of wood. It's kind of green, but it's wow. Even right up to the point of it, right up to the very point, you could get right into this thing. Let's do some actual carving here and see what happens. Carves are good, a little large for carving. That's a pretty good idea of what it can do with intricate work. Let's find something else here. Here's a block of, I believe this is red oak. Let's put this here, open my legs up a little bit. Let's see how it does forming a bow drill hole with this point. I'm not, of course, doing this right on the edge like you would if you were making a block for your bow drill, but it's cutting into it pretty good. There we go. Do like that. Felt good in the hand. No hand fatigue so far. However, we're just starting. So let's move on to the next part. Alright, this next test is what I call the super chop test. I have a piece of pressure treated, seasoned 2x4 here that, well, I'm just gonna beat the crap out of. So here we go, knife, part 2. We're going to play Mr. Owl and see how many licks it takes to get to the center of this board. That's about center. I didn't count, you may have, but let's take a look at the blade. See how it held up. Looks good. No chunks taken out of it. No real scars or anything on it. And that thing's tough. I like that. I don't feel any burrs at all. So that's good. Still shaving. Still shaving. This wood right off. Okay. That worked out well. Let's go on to the next step. Next up, I've got to reach a place that's about a foot higher than I can reach. So I need something to stand on. Well, I've got this. Let's see what we can do here. Hey, I can reach it. I got a little mud on my scales here, but man, it actually looks kind of cool like that. Knife did great. That was 200 pounds standing right on the edge of it, right in the middle. Didn't break, didn't bend, didn't do anything. On to the next step. Alright, next step. Got a piece of wood here that I want to split. Well, dang it. I need to split it right now, and I gotta split it quick. And I don't have a batoning piece of wood around anywhere. Oh! But I've got this. That'll work, I guess. Normally, I would split this with the grain, make it split nice and good, but because I'm a jackass, I'm gonna split it right there. So, let's see how we do. You suck. Alright, I got through it, yay, I've got me a piece of wood. And I have a little bit of extra jimping now on my knife, but it didn't break, it didn't fall apart, it didn't crack, there's no cracks in it, it's got some character now. And will that be a weak spot? Well, I guess we'll find out. Alright. You know, I was worried about it raining today, but that's actually going to give me a good idea of how corrosion resistant this stuff is. But I also need to take some wire and make some fish hooks with it, so I don't have any wire cutters with me, so well, there's one. There's one. Going pretty good here. Let's do another one. I like 3 fish. 3 fish is a good odd number. See? There's 3. Well, my knife seems to be holding up pretty well. Alright, so sometimes when you're out and about, you need a little fire starter, and hey, you come upon a magazine, you can just kind of take your knife and cut through and get you some fire starter. Again, I haven't sharpened this thing, and just need some strips of paper. Might even have to kind of cut a whole bunch at once. Get some good shavings. Maybe even a little confetti for your party later. You're out in the woods with all your animal friends and you need to dull your knife up good because you really love sharpening knives. So you punish your magazine and get you some kindling. Hey look, I found an old railroad tie. I bet that would burn really well. Let's see if we can get a chunk or 2 of it off of here. Yeah, a little wet, but Ugh, creosote. Man. Man, that creosote will burn good. That'll burn really good. Man, kind of put some character on that blade for sure. We'll clean that up though. I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, I need another feather stick, so let's see if I can make another one with all the punishment I've put on this blade. Well, looks like it's going fairly good. So we're just gonna keep whittling here. Whittling, that's what my grandpa used to do. Never knew he was just making a feather stick. Well, I've got a tin here and I need to make some holes in it, make some char cloth. Make some extra holes. Holy cow, this thing's like a freaking can opener. Look at that. The heck with charcoal. Look at that crazy stuff. Chopping up a tin. That's pretty impressive. JBA. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the blade on this thing after I've beat on it all day. And try to get my camera to focus as best I can. To show you the edge. Got a dark background here. There's one little spot right in there that I'll need to pay attention to when I sharpen it. But for everything I did, I'm fairly impressed with this. And that edge is, and it's actually still really sharp back here on the back. So there you go. I've cleaned it up a bit, as you can see. Got the creosote and stuff off of it. It still looks really good, and I'm going to sharpen it up and see how it does. Alright guys, I've cleaned the blade up a bit. Looks pretty good still. I'm going to sharpen it. Got my Smith sharpening system here with a fine stone. I use a little bit of honing oil on it. I'm not going to oil all of this knife up because I want to see how the corrosion resistance is on it, where I've been out in the rain and everything all day today. It's got some oils from my hand on it. It's actually giving this some character on the handle. So I'm going to sharpen it up and I will let you know how long it takes. If it takes me 3 hours, it takes me 3 hours. If it takes me 30 minutes, it takes me 30 minutes. But I will let you know how long it takes for me to get this back to razor sharp. Alright guys, I'm back. Got it sharpened up. Didn't take very long at all. Spent about 20 minutes on it. Used a fine stone, stropped it with a piece of leather, and it is right back to razor sharp. Everywhere on the blade. Looks great. So if I can I'd show you that I can shave with it, but there's different parts of the blade. So there you go. That wasn't bad at all. If you look, it's got this rough textured finish, which honestly is good because then you don't have to worry about messing up those pretty nice chromoly blades. This thing is a workhorse, and that's what it was designed for, to work. This is a tool. Well, we are humans, we use tools, and I would put this up against any knife I've ever owned or used. As far as versatility, fit and finish. Before I took it out, and it comes in right at 19 ounces, which is not that heavy for such a big blade, such a big thick blade. So those of you that are waiting on these and are worried about, you know, I've paid all this money for it, is it going to be worth the darn? Well, let me tell you, it's worth a couple darns. There you go. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do some more testing with it. I want to leave it sitting out. I have put a little bit of oil on the blade just from where I was sharpening it, but nothing else has been oiled. I'm going to keep an eye on it, let it set for a few days, see if any corrosion forms on it. I don't really anticipate that it's going to, but we'll see. Even up here where I've made these marks on it, I want to see if any of that forms any corrosion. There you go. Get outdoors, folks.